Well, hello there, and welcome to a special edition of Johnny Davis Live. In fact, it is one of three shows we're going to have this week. Some exciting information that we always need to talk about here on Johnny Davis Live. Today, our special guest is going to be Mr. Kevin Rogers there of the Top 10 Promotions out of Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, to be exact. We hope to have our IKF rep on as well, Mr. Mike Ely. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the man himself who's over there doing some big things over in the state of Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. K.C. Rogers. How are you, sir?
Good. How you doing, Johnny?
Doing fine, doing fine. Thanks for being on today. Really appreciate it. And I'll got a couple things going on that we want to chat about, in particular your big show coming up this weekend. Before we do that, though, I can remove that off the screen. Let's talk a little bit about the the seminar that we have coming up there in Tennessee this weekend.
Yep, we got Jenny coming out and doing a referee official judges seminar. Pretty excited about that. The turnout looks like it's going to be pretty big. I'd say we're going to have. Actually, it's turning out to be more than I thought. I think we're going to probably be 12 to 15 people.
Oh wow, wow!
Yeah, so they're all jumping on at the last minute. Every 5 minutes, my text going off. Hey, when's that thing again? What's going on? So yeah, my phone's probably going to keep beeping while we're in the middle of this.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate the support. We want to let people know that Jenny Sterling, who's actually our national female referee of the year in the IKF, she does a fantastic job. Very knowledgeable, very serious about. Oh, you'll see. She's very. Don't let the look fool you. I always like to throw that out. She's a tough cookie. All right, she's gonna beat me up for saying that. But she really is, but that's why I chose her to go, right? Because she's tough and she's gonna make sure that people, do it the right way so they learn and keep people safe. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's gonna be happening though on this. Let me get it right. Is it this Thursday or Friday?
That's this Friday from 9 to 2 p.m.
From 9 to 2 p.m.
9
And what
a.m. to 2
location?
p.m.
What location will it be at?
At Plaza Mariachi in Nolensville.
Oh, awesome, awesome. That's the information on the flyer there. If you want more information, how can they contact you, KC?
They need to go KC Rogers on Facebook. Instagram is KC Muay Thai, or you can go to any of the top 10 social media, top 10, 2 N's, TENN promotions, and shoot me a message. I'll grab any of them.
Right. Well, it's going to be awesome. Again, it is a referee and judges seminar. It won't make you an official referee or judge, right? But what it will do is add hours to your training. And so it
Well,
allows you to begin to shadow.
I'm glad you said that because our plan, and I've talked with Jenny a little bit, is for her to come out in 6 or 8 weeks before we next, because we also have a PKB going on the 22nd.
Yes.
So my plan is before the next PKB is to have her out again, do a Saturday seminar, Sunday PKB, and kind of take some of the people who are real serious to the next level and get them judging some of the PKB events. And that's kind of how we're going to get them started.
I hate to say it, but I have a little PTSD, and trying to put people out there because some people try to beat me up when I do that. But, sometimes you just got to take a flyer. I'm just going to say it. Jennifer's fantastic. She does a great job. She really knows this referee job. She's almost been to like 40 different trainings.
She was just in Thailand. I just saw that. I think she got inducted as one of the first 3 or something.
I'm just saying that look, she can't. Look. Let me be clear. She started with us. She started with the PKB, something as simple as that, right? And I say simple. It's not so simple, but she started with that, and she started learning, working with our other more experienced officials. But then she started going to all the trainings and everything like that, and just have a plethora of knowledge. And the presentation of it, the way she goes about it, it's a no nonsense. She's the Mills Lane of female referees.
I'll be real honest with you. I think ref and PKB and keeping the guys safe is almost tougher than refereeing a full contact.
No, it is. The truth of the matter is that you're correct. That I always say that, refereeing PKBs are probably tougher because in the PKBs, you have to be in it. You got to make sure you kind of keep these guys from going full power.
Yeah,
and full contact, you can go back in the corner and smoke a cigar almost and let them just beat the crap out of each other, right?
And sometimes you get hit in the middle of getting them cleared up. Some of these younger guys get a little wild. You take some beats.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So we always recommend that people definitely try out these BKBs if they can and everything. Hey, but let's talk about your big show coming up on this Friday here in Nashville and everything. How is it overall looking as far, the weather? We got hit over here. I don't know if you guys got hit with any weather. How's that looking for you guys?
We got hit. Middle Tennessee shut down for about a week solid. There's still some ice in some areas. It's supposed to be 54 degrees. All of our roads are clear. I don't see it being an issue, and I think everybody's got cabin fever. They're ready to get out and go do something. And I tell you what, our event's the place to do it. Live DJ this time. The food's always awesome. It's going to be a big event.
Right,
We've
right,
got
right. Well,
some
with
exciting stuff coming out.
23, 24 fights, yeah, I will say it's going to be a very big event and everything. And I think that is absolutely awesome, and the fact that the way you're putting this together. I will say this, let me be clear. People love fight sports. They love it. So what's happened here is what I found out is that if they can get there, they will get there. And I say that, but when we did this show in Indiana, 1 year at the winter, about 2 years ago, it was like snow, ice. It was snowing, ice on it was. I was like, how in the world? Why are people gonna come out to this event? They packed the place
Yeah.
and everything. And I'm like, hey, they're just used to it a little bit more in some areas. And then even over
Yeah.
here, what I've noticed, Casey, that it snowed. It's calling for a little bit of snow again, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't know how much. But people are a lot more calm than that first time when they found about it. When they first
Yeah.
got it, oh my God, panic. This time it's like people a little bit more, okay, well, it's coming. If it
I think
does,
it's
it
the
does.
first
No
snow
big
of the
deal.
year. Everybody's panicked, and then okay, the life goes on.
Right, right. Life goes on. You just got to learn to navigate. Let's talk a little bit about your show. 24, 23 fights this weekend.
24 right now.
24 fights. That's a huge card of fights and everything. And what is the feeling coming from the fighters and the trainers about, how they're feeling about this particular event?
We've got, I mean, the push behind the community is huge. I not, I mean, not tooting a horn or anything like that. I probably turned down 7 more fights.
Wow.
I've got people calling and reaching out constantly, and that's kind of how the fight card got so big. I've got younger guys. We've got Max Pig and his opponent. They're 9 or 10 years old.
Right.
And our card, we basically do a prelims and a full fight card. So
Right.
doors open at 3. At 4 o'clock, we have the young guys start doing it. Young girls start doing it. We've got 4 girl fights and 1 girl championship fight. It's the first time we've had this many girl fights on the card. Valentine's Day, got to bring the girls out.
For sure,
But
for sure.
I found that we almost have like we almost have 2 fight cards in one day.
Yeah.
I have a kids and teens fight card that goes till about 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, we set it off, and then the big boys come out. The big boys and girls come out and start.
Why do you think? Why do you think that momentum? Why do you think this is only your third show? There've been shows going on in Tennessee for years. Right? Why do you think you've kind of captured the enthusiasm of this event, or with the fight fans over there? What do you think it is?
I think it's a couple of things. I think one of the big things is having IKF behind us.
Thank you.
Putting some validity in the belts and some stuff like that. And I think the other thing is I try to do everything I can to kind of put the fighters first. We make sure that they have a great warm up area. I try to do everything I can to make it as good a show for them as possible. I put a lot of money into production and the back screens and everything else. I think we have a great location. Plaza's an amazing partner. I think they come on and help and do a lot to make these guys feel special. And I think the biggest thing is, I do one thing differently than a lot of other shows. The tickets are going to sell themselves.
Right.
I don't push the guys to go move tickets. I want you to worry on your fight and do your fight. And I do my own advertising and everything else to get. You've seen our commercials and our different stuff, and I do a lot of that. And I really want to make it a spectator event, not rely on my guys only to sell the tickets. We need them. I want them all promoting and pushing and bringing their family and everything else.
Right.
But I really focus on the production, giving a good show, making sure it comes out and looks good. And that's the biggest thing is I want everybody to come out and feel like a star that day.
And you do a fantastic job. I mean, like you said, the mariachi, the way it's set up with the nice ramp and the lights and the big screen in the back and the cameras and the music. I mean, it's a party in there, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I love you got a great atmosphere. You need to stay there for a minute. You need to
we,
stay
we,
there for a minute
we're doing
because,
4 this year. We've already got it mapped out. May 8th is going to be our next one, just a couple of days after Cinco de Mayo.
right,
We're going to be doing August and November. We've signed up with them to kind of just keep doing it there,
right,
and
right,
everybody seems to love it. And I think every time we keep getting a little bit better. We
right,
keep adding just a little bit more to it. We
right.
partnered up with the Army. They're coming out and bringing a punching machine, and
Oh,
the recruiting station's got a punching machine, and they're coming out, and we just keep adding and adding and adding to it. I have a new DJ. Sam Alvey's going to be our full announcer from the UFC. He's
okay.
announcing,
Oh, wow.
and then I forgot his name, but his co-announcer was one of the guys that was in the Ultimate Fighter house with him. He's
Okay.
bringing him with them, so they're going to be ringside, taking pictures with people, talking to fans, and doing the play-by-play. And then we have a DJ that's coming out, Taco Supreme. We're going to have live DJ spinning
Nice.
music and actually keeping the crowd entertained.
Man, that sounds like a great time. I won't be there this time, but I tell you, I always enjoy when I go there. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the title fights you had. Let's talk about a little bit about those and why they're going to be a
Got
blast.
some pretty exciting title fights. So we'll start. I've got um, Xavier Cox versus PJ Davis. Both of these
Mm,
guys are just excitement. Xavier is a very fluent, very he's excitement from every angle.
right,
PJ Davis comes out and lights his fuse, and that boy goes.
right,
So
right.
this is pure adrenaline and forward pressure versus never getting tired and all kinds of technique, and this is going to be a pretty interesting fight.
Right.
That's a title fight there. I have Jaden Austin out of Arsenal Muay Thai fighting Evan Scrivener. They have both been on my card before. 172 pounds. These guys move, and they actually are going to put on a hell of a fight.
Now, these are 5 round fights, right?
Those are 5 round fights. Yes, sir.
Nice,
We have our
nice.
first freestyle fight, title fight. Okay,
Oh,
I've got 3 freestyle fights on the card. First time we've done those, but I got a big title fight. Razor's Edge MMA's got Caleb Mackey
mm,
versus. I am not even going to try and say his name. They call him AK. Uh,
okay,
all respect, it's Aftakar Keshwari, I believe, but
got
everybody
it.
calls him AK. He's from Nashville MMA. That's a really big school down here. Um, his coach is Dustin Ortiz from the MMA,
Right.
from UFC. He's going to be here. Nashville MMA is a huge gym. They're coming out. These guys are going to be doing 5 rounds
Wow.
freestyle kickboxing, and that's 2 big gyms
Well,
and 2
let's
really
talk a little
talented
bit about
guys.
that freestyle kickboxing, just in case people don't know what that is. The freestyle kickboxing is something that we put into place here last year, where they wear the little shooter gloves. As your fingers are out gloves, they can kick, obviously punch, right? And they can also throw. And it's a diverse kind of throwing. It's not just, like Muay Thai
No,
throws or takedowns. It is literally
hip
like you can
tosses.
do hip throws and all of that. Except for you're not trying to spike anybody on their head or anything like that. But the throws are really diverse, and I mean, when they hit that mat, woo,
Oh yeah,
that's a whole nother thing.
that's going to be an exciting fight. I've got our first women's title that we've had out here. I have
Nice.
Anne Marie Sharp. She's been on a couple of our events before, and she is fighting um, Amber Wellborn out of
Mm.
Chonburi, which is another
Yes,
Phoenix
I'm very.
MMA, Chonburi, another big gyms. Like I said, all the big gyms are out here. They're supporting us, and they're coming. They've done nothing but give us support and
Why
show.
do you think that is, though? Do you think that they actually see that you're serious about what you're doing?
I think
I mean,
so.
not that other promotions are not serious. I'm not saying that. I'm assuming that they are, but they must be seeing something in you too, Casey.
I think it's me and Mike. I'll be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
Mike.
Mike does it. Mike Ely, that's ICAF rep there, and also working with you for help matching. It does a great job.
He does a great job, and we start 90 days out, and me and Mike. I talk to him more than my girlfriend. We talk 5 6 times a day. We're constantly communicating back and forth, sharing spreadsheets and talking to all these different fighters, and They're probably sick of us to a point because we've got a group chat with every gym, me and Mike, and we talk constantly. But I think the biggest thing is we just constant communication, constant work, checking in with the fighters a week or two out. Hey, is everybody on weight? How's everybody doing? Is there
Right,
any issue? What's
right,
going on?
right.
And just trying to do the best we can to put on the most we can for them. And I think
And
that's
I
the big thing.
and I see it on the platform. And Mike works the platform well. I go and I can look at the fights and I can see if something's going on. Mike is great at communicating with me as well about if he has a question mark about something. Maybe it's not quite the best matchup or whatever. Me being very opinionated, I tell him if I think it's a dud, it's a dud,
Yeah.
right? And all the more likely it won't happen. But the bottom line is that he's very communicative and very in touch. Really quick though, about your name, I have to talk about the Valentine's Day massacre part. But I have to do that. Johnny Davis Live, real talk with real solutions here. In this day and time, obviously, I don't know about the word massacre and all. Did you think a little bit about that before we put it out there? And what are your thoughts on that?
The Valentine's Day Massacre was a mafia shootout back in the 1920s or 30s.
Right.
Um, I didn't think about it in today's times as far as being that. I was just looking for a catchy phrase to put on with it. Some of our posters and some of our ads, if you saw, we're kind of doing a Valentine's Day black tie affair, kind of did the mafia thing on it.
Yeah.
And really, that's all it was. It was just let's dress up kind of black tie, um, pink and red. It is a massacre. Guys are going to go out there and bleed for this.
Right.
So
Right.
we go there to see the violence. Today's day and age and the temperature of the world, massacre might have been a bad choice. And if it offends anybody, I completely apologize.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
just doing
Yeah.
a play on the old Valentine's Day mafia shooting. Let's wear some black shirts and ties and go out there and dress up, have a real good
Right.
event, and watch these guys respectfully hurt each other.
Right. 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 In the name of sports.
In the name of sports.
Right.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Right. I get it, and I certainly do understand. And I just thought, listen, I have to be transparent, and the fact that people probably looked at that and say, "Oh, I don't know if that word kind of works." Especially like, I don't know if you've been seeing the monks, and I bring up the monks. I've been talking about the monks for the last 3 or 4 shows, and the reason why I bring them up is because I am so darn impressed with their walk for peace across the country and the people, how it's touching people and changing lives. Somebody made a suggestion, which I 1000% agree with, that you want to talk about a Nobel Peace Prize. If you want to talk about a Nobel Peace Prize, that goes without even saying my opinion. That's just me. And listen, I'm not trying to politicize or anything. I'm just saying that is the greatest movement going on in the country right now. I just thought I would say that
Oh,
again.
I get you. The funny thing is, in my everyday work, in my everyday life, I know a lot of people who don't even know I do kickboxing or how
Right,
invested I am. I mean, I'm 5 days a week training at the gym with my
right.
students in my class too. Um, the thing that cracks me up is every time somebody from like my outside life comes to one of our events, everybody there is so nice. Everybody there is so pleasant. If you get in a room
They
full of
think we're bad people sometimes, right?
the funny part is if you get in a room full of fighters, they're probably the most peaceful people you'll ever find.
It's like everybody in the room with a gun.
I mean, when everybody can be violent, most of us choose to be peaceful. So,
Yes.
yeah, like I said, I didn't think about the name that part through. I just thought it was catchy with the logo, but I get where everybody comes from, and I get where you're coming from. And like I said, in no way did it ever mean to disrespect anybody or bring up bad feelings about the word. And there are terrible massacres going on all over the world.
Right. But no. I think that we forgive you, and all. But I think it's going to be a great show, and some great fights, as you were with, some of the title fights.
Oh, so I think I named Phoebe and them PJ Davis, uh, and then I've got, uh, sorry, I'm trying to look at my thing and
No,
remember
that's
everybody's
fine.
name and make sure I spell them right. So I said Xavier Cox and PJ Davis, Evan Scrivener and Jaden Austin, Caleb Mackey and AK, and then Anne Marie and Amber Wellborn. So that's our 4 title fights.
The women though, the women that are fighting and everything, what kind of background and experience do they have?
They're both up in the 3-4 fights each. I mean, Anne Marie's been on our first show and did very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both closer to 6 fights each.
Oh wow.
But their experience, their game, their game. I mean, I think women fights are exciting. I got a couple of other women fights on the. We've got Phoebe Taylor versus Jessica Lippy. That's gonna be a banger. Both of those girls like to get down, and then Elizabeth Chisholm, who was on one of ours before, she's a big. She's kind of moving from the karate world into the Muay Thai world.
Right.
She was on our last card. She's fighting Emily Cato, and that's going to be
Mm.
another big card. I got some exciting kid fights too. Um, Bernard over at Swift Kick, he's got
Yes.
Shane Champ, and he's going to be fighting Liam. And I forget the last name. I'm bad with the
Right.
last
Right.
name, but he's fighting Liam. That's going to be a banger. And whoever wins that one's probably going up next for a team title. So
Mm.
by the end of this year, I want to have pretty much most of our weight classes titled up, and these guys getting ready to start rankings. I want real rankings in Tennessee. I want these people competing and fighting, and I've got people calling out, people asking for titles, people asking when they're next. I can't have 10 titles a show, and I can't do 35 fights a show. It's tough getting
But
them.
it does. But it does call for eventually having a tournament over there. No doubt.
And that's my plan. That's what we're moving to. It might even be at the end of this year.
Right. Right.
I
There's a very when you
Our
start having
PKB
tie
that's coming on
councils
the
like that.
22nd.
Yeah.
Well, our PKB coming on the 22nd is probably going to be the biggest one we've had. I've had our signups are pretty good,
Yeah.
and that phone call is ringing off the hook. I've got gyms I've never even heard of that are just popping up saying, "Hey, I've heard about this. What is this?" I have coaches from other gyms calling me up and going, "Hey, can I give this guy your number? He's got a couple kids that want to do it." So
Right.
our reach is getting bigger and bigger, and I think we're going to be having some of them big PKBs and probably doing a 2-day tournament or something like that, or Middle Tennessee Classic, or something's coming in the future.
No, it's definitely coming. I can tell you that right now because what I look at is what areas that we put these in so is the momentum of everything for these events, right? And if people are coming out and the gyms are supporting it and everything, I try to make sure that I work with you guys, to make it happen. To have that tournament so that we can give more people at one shot the opportunity to compete for nice belts and a quality event and everything. And as you said, yeah, the rankings and stuff like that are all a part of it. So 1,010% that I believe that there probably will be a tournament coming. And it's going to be something very different than anything that people have seen there in a very long time. Tell me, how can people get tickets and give me the times and everything for the event this weekend in
So
Nashville, Tennessee?
Nashville, Tennessee, at Plaza Mariachi, we're about a half a mile from the Nashville Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Take doors open at 3. First fight starting at 4:30, and we're gonna go pretty late into the night. You can go to top 10 promotions, top TENN promotions.com. There's a link right there that says get tickets, or you can go to box tickets, BOX tickets.com, and look through the events, and you'll find our event.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it and everything. Looking forward to the results of the seminar as well as seeing all these stuff going on. You do have a pay per view there as well.
I do. There's also a
Go ahead
link
and give that a shout out.
if you go on top10promotions.com. I've got all kinds of information on there, but the first two things you're going to see is get pay per view or buy tickets.
As we say in AKP Live, if you can't be on the scene, at least be on the screen.
There you go.
And I can't say it because I don't know what the name of it is again. What is it again?
Uh, but
Pay per
millions.
view.
Oh, pay per view is millions.com.
One
It's
more
on
time.
millions.com.
Okay, good, because I kind of was talking. And again, I don't want to, get in the middle of that. Casey, I think you're doing a fantastic job over there,
Thank
and I
you.
really, really do appreciate all that you do in making this sport, grow in that state. Your passion, your hard work is so much appreciated. I'll give you final words, sir.
Uh, Come out and see us Friday. Jump on pay per view and check this out. This sport in Tennessee is growing, and I'll tell you what. Some of our guys who've been on our cards are already going to other cards and challenging their belts. The guys aren't out here aren't jokes. They're serious.
Right.
They wanna fight, and the skill level out here is growing. And I think the sky's the limit.
Well, I think it's going to be fantastic. And Mr. K.C. Rogers of Top 10 Promotions in Nashville, Tennessee, this Friday night, February 6th at the Plaza Mariachi, the Music Center of Music City, is going to be happening this weekend. IKF Muay Thai and Kickboxing, including freestyle kickboxing. It's going to be a fun, fun day of fights and a night of fights as well. K.C. Rogers, thanks so much for being on today,
Thank
sir.
you much, sir.
All right. There you have it right there, Mr. K.C. Rogers. Always a good guy doing his thing, making it happen. He's doing great things for the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing in Tennessee. So make sure to check out the Valentine's Day M-word massacre. All right. It's going to be a great day of fun, sportsmanlike fights. There's going to be something to talk about on the next day, guys. Hope you guys will check that out. Before we leave here really quick, I just want to remind everyone I have 3 shows coming up this week. And on tomorrow, I'll be back at 1 o'clock with the one and the only Mr. Jake Peacock. He's going to be on the show chatting a little bit. Man, this guy is phenomenal, right? Beating a lot of people, knocking out a lot of people. He's going to be in the area doing some seminars. And I know he's going to be doing it at United Thai Boxing there in Durham, North Carolina. I do know that for sure, that he will be there for that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I need to talk to Mr. J.T. Smith. I thought I saw that he will also be at Mr. J.T. Smith's gym a little bit later that day in Mooresville, North Carolina. So we'll be chatting with him on tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on this Friday at 1 o'clock. Got a busy week ahead of me there. I'll be chatting with Mr. Jackson O'Whitley and Mr. Dylan Cassidy. That's part of the super fights that's going to be happening at the IKF Spring Classic March the 14th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So a full week of conversations with people. Hope you guys will continue to support what we are trying to do and trying to grow for the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing. This is what it's all about, guys. It takes work. It takes time. I just want to quickly say, too, today I had the opportunity to send out some of the plaques and stuff to some of the people that got awards that did not even know they'd gotten awards at our most recent award ceremony and everything. And, man, it just makes me feel good that they feel good. That's what we try to do, is try to do the right thing. We respect so many people who've given so much to support our organization over the years. I mean, some people who hadn't been with us in many years, but, we still recognize them as well. I also want to thank again Dr. Newkirk, John Newkirk, who passed away back in 2020, who worked diligently with us. And so we also gave him an award and for his family as well. So we're just very thankful for all the things that people do to support us. And we definitely appreciate you. Hey, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks for watching yet another edition of Johnny Davis Live. Always respect each other and forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.